Hello and welcome to Warhammer League 3. Welcome to this best of 3 series between Opalbearblack and Maximillionare on Imperial Road. Be sure to like and subscribe for more games, and let's get into our third league. So, there has been an addition when it comes to the rules. Mask is now banned, and for the next league, just an announcement, we will have a ban of the repeating factions. So that means that if a player, even if they win or lose with a specific faction, we will be making it so that they need to play another matchup when it comes to that. So let's get into the third league. And for the side of Opal, also subscribe to Total War RTK. Definitely a great channel. It's not like I'm on it. So when it comes to the army, this looks like a standard army when it comes to Norsca, right? Triple Marauder Javelin. These guys are great. When it comes to the Bearmen, what's not to love? Also a couple of Berserkers and a Famir Noble. So these guys look very cool, but they kind of underperform when it comes to the combat that they do compared to the Skinwolf Werekins, just because they have this stupid addition, which is hit points greater than 50%, and they don't have regen. So they kind of have like 50% missile res because they have 25 base and 25 from the mist. But it's so stupid that they are like a leadership over 50%. If it was like over 25% or 20%, I could get it, but yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing. Otherwise, I think we would be seeing these guys a lot more, because they have very good bonus versus large, they have armor sundering, they're pretty speedy. Like at this point, only if you want like the armor sundering and the magic damage would you ever take these guys compared to just the Skinwolf Werekin. We also have Sail with classic Wind Blast to clear out skinks, enfeebling foe to fight anything that's big, and he actually brought Nightmaw, the wannabe lore of boats, but it's actually garbage. Don't take it, it's 200 gold. So when it comes to the side of Max, we have quad Fire Leech Bolas. So he's just gonna go in and drop some rocks on our boys, on our little caveman boys here, and they're not gonna have a fun time. So he is going to be actually doing a bunch of kiting when it comes to Lizardmen. Also, when we see the rest of the army, it all makes sense, because again we have just a bunch of skink skirmishers and a bunch of cohort with javelins alongside a solar engine Bastiladon and Lord Mazdamundi with banishment, ruination, of course, arcane unforging. So he's expecting probably a worm, and arcane unforging for that one. Also net to potentially Sniper Lord. He brought a very expensive Mazda, so his army is kind of thin when it comes to this. So it's going to be a skirmish build versus a walk at you forward and basically kill you type of build. So let's see who has the upper hand in this specific game. Again, Fire Leech Bolas, very, very nasty when it comes to their pew-pews, right? Especially into stuff like Bearmen, they're going to do fine. They have plenty of ammo. They have 22 ammo, so they have their time. Also, they're like they should not really be afraid of just one horseman, but the javelins would wreck their face, like as we've seen in the other games so far. The javelins are insane DPS into anything that's large, so he should very much be afraid of it, unless he goes for like a rock drop onto the multiple of javelins. Yeah, if he just turns, he doesn't need to technically here. So this is a micro tip. When you're facing like something like this, you don't need to give an attack command to a specific unit. Just turn around your unit and it will fire at will if if any of the units actually get into range. So that's like an easy way to counter this type of hit and run tactics. And I assume there's going to be a wind blast right here. Or no? He's just getting very close and then eats a couple of shots to the face. Ooh, solar, nice dodge, nice dodge. I think it still hit him. Yeah, blinded, so it did still hit him. But nice try on the dodge. I think horse characters, depending on like how far they are, can technically. Oh my god, he's stuck. Move, let him go through. Guys, come on, eat the axes. Okay. Oh my god, sniped in the ass. So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about, right? One volley from the Marauder Javelins, you're trying to kite him, but you're kind of losing, at least he did not lose any models on the actual units. But look at the Fire Leech Balls, they actually do pretty well. So it's just a standard standoff, and in the back we actually have the cohort of Quattle summon, which is a very nice unit. Nothing here except for the javelins can actually contest it, and taking damage on Sail is pretty bad as well, especially with the solar engine sniping him over time. If the Norscan Lord ever dies, it's such a tough situation because everything just routes. And yeah, Fire Leech Bolas coming in, doing their little pew pew, then moving back, reloading, and basically then going back in. So it is kind of working for now, even though he is on just 2 objectives. Like currently Opal is on 2 objectives. Like Max is very happy to keep the trade going, right? He's just dipping in, dipping out when it comes to these guys, and he also, this is a smart move too, like shooting for the blinded into the Marauder javelins and then coming in with the skink skirmishers to also try to get rid of the javelins, because everything here is basically susceptible, except for his own javelins, is susceptible to the Marauder javelins. If he gets the 3 Marauder javelins offline when it comes to the engagement on the fight, he's gonna have a much easier time when it comes to the fight itself compared to right now. And he's smartly moving to the other side, right? Because he sees all 3 javelin units are on this side, right? They're here and they're here. So what is stopping him from just skirmishing into something that is unshielded like these guys, right? Under missile fire, they can't block, they have area effect damage, nice rock drop. Look at that beautiful damage. It's literally just 1 unit doing the rock drop, and he got so much value. When it comes to the rest of them, he still has the rock drop too, which is great to see. Now they are starting to kind of posture, and here is the mass summon in. Oh my god, double Cold One Rider and then double Skink cohort. So they are slowly, I was gonna say Polako, slowly preparing to get into the actual engagement. But I feel like still Opal is doing just fine, except for the damage on Sail. If Sail wasn't as damaged as he is, I would say like Opal is in a totally completely fine situation. But, and because again, like still, there's still 17 ammo. There's a lot of juice left in these guys, and them going in this far front might be a mistake, especially into double javelin that are just aiming for them. But nice rock drop again onto the Bearmen, onto the Marauders for the engagement. And smartly he brings back the cohort of Quaddle here because he doesn't want them to be engaged inside of the range of any of the horsemen, because the horsemen again want to shoot into these guys, and also the javelins want to shoot into these guys. Where's the 3rd javelin? The 3rd javelin is also on this side, so this can be potentially problematic. This is a very safe bet to go to the side, because that means that the javelins need to actually turn around. Oh my god, why is Sail getting so low? Oh, sniped. Goddamn, if Opal really needs to be careful with Sail, because even though his infantry is so much more when it comes to quality. Ooh, these guys are gonna be very nasty rock drops. Or Ruination of Cities here? Is that what we're seeing? Oh no, it's a banishment? Oh, banishment is also good, and he's not moving out of it. He does blunder a Cold One Spear Rider fighting some wolves here, but a beautiful banishment actually goes down over there. So we're just looking for basically the Ruination of Cities, right? If he gets a nice Ruination of Cities as well onto this blob, everything over there dies. And Mazda going full Battletoad mode, man. Oh, he's gonna try and snipe Sail or something, like try to cast a net or arcane unforging him. It's a 100-meter radius. Sail, no, you're running into your doom. He is literally just gonna get arcane unforging, right? Or is he even gonna break before that? What the hell is happening in this game? So when it comes to the flank fight, we'll come back to Sail, but when it comes to the flank fight, very nice Shield of the Old Ones. The Skin Wolves and Marauders kind of went a bit too far in, so they might be potentially compromised. Though the Fair Leech Bolas are definitely destroying the Marauders, and the other guys just got routed by the Cold One Spear Riders. Mazda going just full Battletoad mode. He has relatively good melee defense, right? so he's not gonna die to stuff like Marauders. But there was definitely a potential for Maximillionare to just cast an Arcane on Forging and potentially even break the entire back of the Norscan army. And with the destruction of those skin wolves in the back and the javelins being relatively offline, like this javelin is online but pretty much dead, and this javelin is not properly focusing the cohort of Quattle or the Bastiladon solar engine, so it ends up being a very, very good trade for Max. He's a bit ahead on value, and neither of them have healing. I mean, I think, or does Mazda have Apotheosis? Mazda has Apotheosis, so he can actually cast Apotheosis on these guys, and then they will be able to carry this type of game. Fireleech Bolas is being super clutch here, man. I really like the addition of them, especially with the way that he played them. He could have potentially split them into two squads and then went on and harassed both sides of his formation so that the javelins were even more split up than they were. And the Bastiladon basically going as a terror piece now. Sail is back. If Sail dies here at any point, it is going to be very difficult for Norsca to come back. And him going in so close to Mazda, with Mazda having Arcane and Forging, he's just asking to be killed, especially with this stuff. And if there's like a chain route or something, yeah, friends routing -9, friends routing -6, frightened by enemy unit, damn, he's just gone. Oh, did he shatter? Where is he? Sail, please. I can't click on his portrait, but let's try and find him. I think that's him right there. Oh god. So as long as Max can actually hold on for like 20 seconds, everything on the side of is this Sail? Is this Sail? I think he shattered. We can't see him. But yeah, when he runs off the battlefield, it's gonna be lights out for the Norscan army. Yeah, he's still not off the battlefield, but I'm guessing he just shattered and went on his way. But the Fireleech Bola is actually now running out of ammo. Can potentially be unsummoned for a quick buck and then resummoned very soon so that he can start farming value again on them. And yeah, very nice unsummon. These guys are probably like bugged out in combat, so he can't unsummon them in a batch. Norscan Ice Wolves, probably not the best fight into the Cold One Riders. Why? Because they just have 90 armor. It's such a difficult fight for them. And let's check here. Yeah, Lord fled recently. Unfortunate for the Norscan side. They actually got skirmished to death. And the Fimir Noble, how did he do? 500? Ugh, not the greatest. He could have been potentially hunting some frog's legs in Lord Mazdamundi here. And we have a win for the Lizardmen side. Well done to Max in game 1. Let's check some values. So Sail did pathetically, but yeah, he was just constantly being sniped by the Bastiladon solar engine and potentially in an Arcane Unforging that we just missed. Fimir Noble, not the greatest of performances. Marauders are there to just hold. Same for the Bearmen, but they really didn't get any value. Wow. Everything was basically on the Berserkers. Let's check these guys. Yeah, always, always, always. It's the freaking Marauder Hunters, man. They always get their value back. Doesn't matter what type of game or what they're shooting. They just pay for themselves and then more, man. Also, Kurgan Horseman. Damn, 1400 on a Kurgan. That's probably the one that caught the side of the Cold One Spear Riders. So pretty cool, pretty cool. When it comes to Mazda, we did not get to see many of the runations of the cities, at least I missed them, but him getting 1900 value basically means that the banishments and the runations were good. The javelins and skinks actually doing also pretty good. They basically paid for themselves. Very impressive. Fireleech Bolas, let's see the full value of them. So 700, just about 700 on all of them. This is ballpark paying for themselves value, type of value, and they just softened up the opponent's army just enough for them to collapse when the actual fighting started. So very well played. Also, Cohort of Quaddle, full HP almost, like 60-70% HP on them left. Very nicely done. Congrats to Max in 1-0 in this series so far. Let's go into game 2.